What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I've got another comp for you guys, and it's a fun little community bouldering comp in Tucson, so let's get right on into it. Alright, so starting off, here is actually the second qualifier. I didn't get the first one on camera, but I flashed it, and it was just a pretty easy kind of lâché move, but yeah, here's the second one. It was pretty fun, also pretty easy on some nice big holds, and the last move was probably the best move of the climb. Moving on to qualifier 2, it's this kind of techie vert climb, which I just kind of messed up on not trusting the big cheetah sloper enough. On the second attempt, I trusted it more, and the move actually was pretty easy, and I just wasn't fully warmed up enough yet, I guess. But on to number 3, this one was one of my favorites from the round because it had some powerful moves and some fun dynamic moves. But as I was going for the third zone, my foot just slipped off the volume, and I almost managed to save it, but it just came off. And on my second attempt, I made sure to pay more attention to my feet, and the rest of the climb was actually pretty chill. Moving on to the next one, this was the one I probably struggled on the most because it was pretty far. It was this pretty far jump into a paddle, but the first hold of the paddle was super slippery, so you had to be really close to the wall, but every time I jumped, I just kept coming out. I finally figured out that if I used a little blocked crimp, I could generate into the wall when I went for the move, and that unlocked the paddle, which was pretty fun. Moving on to number 5, I definitely could have flashed this one, but the big left foot down at the bottom was kind of like a trap and threw me off on my first attempt because it was so stretched out, it didn't allow me to generate enough for the move. So on my second attempt, I just campused the move, and that made it a lot easier. And then the rest of the climb was pretty chill. Moving on to this purple one, it looked like it would be kind of hard, but also kind of my style with some crimps finally. And it had this cool pocket jam thingy, and then a jump to a small crimp, which I was happy to stick on my first try and get the flash. Now moving on to this slab, I was pretty confident getting on this one because I feel like my slab has definitely improved a lot lately. And once I got to the top, I was really able to slow it down and trust my feet a lot, which really helped me to not panic. And then he had to do this kind of hard stand up on this bad foot, and the finish was an upside down dual text crimp. But since I was able to balance really well on the left foot, I was able to get the flash, which is really good. Now on to number 8. This one also gave me a bit of trouble because just looking at it, the beta wasn't very obvious, so I had to actually get on the climb to figure it out. On one of my attempts, I figured out that you need to get this like really high smear on the volume, and then you had to do this like 180 fall into the jug, which I didn't get like high enough on it the first time. On my next attempt, I set up for the move a little bit better and I stuck it, and then the last move was also pretty easy. Onto this final one. This one was really hard and had some really bad crimps and slopers, and I didn't send this one, but I did get close to the second zone a few times. I just couldn't hold the crimp, and if I stuck the move to the second zone, that would have put me into finals because I actually only missed out on finals by 0.3 points. So either I had to get that zone, which I ran out of attempts to do, but I should have also just executed better on the earlier climbs, and that would have put me in finals because I definitely should have flashed more of the climbs. Now I know what I need to work on more, and overall I would still say that it was a good comp and some good training, and yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe.